What's going on, guys? We are back. It's been a minute since I made a video. Saw a message a couple of days ago from Gordon about best way to go about mapping clubs. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick video on just how I map clubs, a simple way and a more advanced way, and see if we can't get you some good information. So here we go. So normally you'll see some people say, map on Kiowa, number one. And so if you choose to map on Kiowa, number one, keep in mind that you want to map your clubs from the shortest tees possible, not the back tees. Low winds, doesn't really matter, any of that stuff. But you want to map from the short tees. And you ask yourself, why would I be mapping from the short tees? So once you get through the higher irons and down to the lower irons, if you map from here from the back tees, chances are you're going to end up hitting in this sand, landing in this sand area, which is down 6 feet. It just technically could be 2 yards. So chances are your ball would be traveling 2 yards farther than what it needs to be. And then when you get in this area, you're down 3 feet. So you want to be able to get right here where you at least reach the fairway on relatively flat ground. It is downhill, but as you're coming in this area, see how most of it is flat and then it's down, down, down. So you may be getting higher numbers on Kiowa than you need, in which case will give you a lower power percentage. Now, that could be good. It prevents you from going long. Just a matter of where you want to map and how you want to map based on this. So where I normally map is, or have mapped, is Beth page number 10. And we'll go to that right now. All right, so here we are on Beth page number 10. And it's a flat fairway. And what you want is a relatively crosswind, just kind of slight tailwind, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. And what we're looking for is, a simple way to do this is just to map for full backspin and to map for half spin and go from there. And some people say, I want to map to get so many dings on the line. I map mine for misting because that's the kind of player I am. I also map for punch shots from both the tee and the fairway. So that gives me an idea. And then flat shots, I have sand wedge and pitching wedge for my flat shots. I do have flat irons from the tee because there are times, say on Olympic number 3, where you can hit a flat 3-iron and it'll actually get you near the pin without any spin because there's enough elevation there to create its own apex. So this is kind of how you do things. And you just pick a club, anything. I'm on the short tees again, and just go ahead and rip it. So, and I got a little bit of a misting there, so that's fine. No big deal. 224, great. And so you just keep doing that, and it's up to you how many times you want to do it. You want to only hit 3 shots per ball, and then divide by 3. You want to do 5, you want to do 10. It's all about your credit balance and how extensive you want to make these numbers off the tee and off the fairway. The one thing about doing this on Beth page on the fairway is that, let's say I have this shot right here. And so, I can just find out what my sand wedge goes flat, which is great. So I hit my sand wedge, figure out what that goes flat, 101, cool. So instead of hitting mulligan right here and wasting a ball hit, I can just go to camera number 2, shoot it straight back up the fairway, and hit something in this manner over here. So I'd say, okay, well, what does the 6-iron go full backspin? And I go back up the fairway this way. So you don't have to use up a ball hit. See, and that goes 174. And again, I can go back and go this way, looking at this. So you just do this with all the clubs in your bag. I can hit the 5-iron and find out what the 5-iron goes. And that way you're just hitting the ball back and forth in the fairway, and you record your shots, and then you go to camera number 2, and then you go back and I say, okay, that went 185. Let's hit the 5-iron again on full backspin and see what it goes. We got 184. So it's in the ballpark. It's roughly right where we need to be. And that way you can use this fairway as a driving range to just hit it back and forth without having to use up an extra ball hit by hitting mulligan. That's something that's very difficult to do on Kiowa because remember Kiowa has the bunker right on the edge of the front of the fairway. So if you accidentally hit it off, you still got to hit it out of the bunker into the fairway. So you are wasting a ball hit. But on Bethpage, you can just go back and forth, doing this all day long, any way you want to do. And then, you can hit some punch shots. And punch shots are a great way. I think people who have watched my stream have seen me hit punch shots all day long. That works as well. And so you find that, certain shots work on certain greens for certain winds. So if you're saying that you're playing on a really fast green and you can't hit a full backspin shot, well, find out what this dimple right here is, that big dimple right above the green one. So I'll put that right up the dimple, and then you pay attention to your top tracer. And you find out, what does that dimple mean? That dimple is 76%. So now you know what 3/4 of a spin is, just based on that dimple. So you can remember that. You can keep that in mind. So say, last time I hit a full backspin shot and it rolled down the green. This time I need to hit something that's a little less than a full backspin shot, or a little more full backspin shot. So now you know what that dimple right here, where my icon is, right to the left of the icon is. So you grab the green dot, move it up to that dimple, and you know roughly what that percentage is. See, now we're at 74%. So a couple percent here, a couple percent there. But it gives you an idea what kind of spins to use, because you can't always use full backspin. And so that's how we do it. And no, it doesn't really make a difference if you hit it to the green, because obviously if you hit it to the green, you got to use a mulligan. So what I like about Bethpage is the fact that I can use this whole fairway and go through a sleeve or two sleeves and find out what we're doing. And then get a base number for all your calculations. And from there, you'll get to see where your shots end up. And make sure that when you're doing this and you're getting ready to map your clubs, that your apparel, all of your abilities are off. You don't want to have any of this on, even the sweet spot, because having an iron sweet spot means that there's a bigger range that your shot is going to go straight. But that's not the case in a normal game with no apparel. So make sure that all your abilities are turned off before you go charting your clubs. All right, so that's just a quick rundown of club mapping, kind of going through the bag, seeing what each club does, and then slowly learning from course to course how certain shots work better than others. So let me know if you have any questions. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see y'all soon. Take care.